Welcome back for another deep dive.
Great to be here.
So today we're sinking our teeth into excerpts from an article. It's called A Day of Cultures at Sunny Smiles Elementary.
Sunny Smiles Elementary. Okay.
Yeah, and you need to picture this, the school
Right.
gym, right? But it's totally transformed, decorated for their very first A Day of Cultures thing.
Oh, first ever. Interesting.
Exactly. And the big idea, they wanted to go, quote, around the world without leaving the building.
Ambitious for elementary school. So our mission here is what? To sort of unpack the highlights.
Pretty much. Figure out what made it special for the kids and maybe, what lessons you listening can draw from this little school event about cultural stuff and community.
Right. How small examples can tell a bigger story. Okay, so where did they start this world tour?
Okay, so the article says Principal Pickle kicked things off with that around the world goal. First stop,
Italy.
Italy. Okay, makes sense. Pasta.
You got it. A kid named Luca shared his nana's homemade pasta.
Ah, the Nana factor. Always powerful. Totally. And in article notes, it was great with sauce, maybe less great if you forgot your math homework.
Relatable.
And it paints this picture of kids calling it bellissimo while, actively slurping it down.
See, that's key. It's not just eating. It's the sound, the action, the family connection. It's a whole experience tied to something simple like pasta.
Yeah.
Creates a real memory.
A multisensory thing, yeah. And you can't ignore the classic kid moment. The article throws in Tina trying to twirl her pasta and accidentally launching a, quote, sky noodle onto the ceiling.
A sky noodle. Perfect.
Yeah.
That sums it up, doesn't it? Cultural learning, especially with kids, it's messy, it's fun, it's
Yeah.
memorable because it's not always perfect.
Exactly. Okay, so from pasta mishaps, they jumped over to Nigeria.
Nigeria, right. The article mentions Amara. She showed off a really vibrant Ankara dress.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Gorgeous. And she led a lesson on the shaku shaku dance. And what's great here is how it pulled everyone in, even the adults.
Like Principal Pickle.
Yeah. The article paints this image of him trying the dance and getting tangled in streamers.
Oh no, a cultural crash landing, as they put it.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
it's brilliant, right? It shows the leadership just diving in, being a bit vulnerable, having fun. That gives the kids massive permission to try things themselves, even if they stumble.
Yeah, makes it okay to not be perfect straight away. All right, where next? India.
India it was.
Hmm.
Priya taught the greeting Namaste
A classic.
and shared mango lassi. The article calls it a sweet yogurt drink, which is fine, but the quote from a kid is just priceless. They called it a hug for your tongue.
A hug for your tongue. I love that.
Isn't that great? It just nails how a new taste, a new cultural thing, can feel comforting and connect emotionally. Even if you describe it simply, it bypasses the brain and goes straight to the feeling.
That's such a good way to put it. Concrete experience, making something understandable instantly. Okay, next stop, Japan.
Kenji led this one. He demonstrated folding an origami crane.
Ah, origami. Tricky.
Well, the source is honest about that. It says, not everyone nailed it. It specifically mentions Lulu the Loud
Lulu the Loud. Oh dear.
and her resulting origami blob, which she apparently named Bob.
Bob the Blob. That's actually kind of sweet.
It is, and it highlights something important. Cultural activities are often skills. They take patience, practice. The wind isn't always the perfect train, but the shared trying, the okayness of making a blob.
Even cranish is a win when you're learning together. Okay, final stop. Mexico.
Mexico, yes. Mateo brought the energy, shouting, "Olé!" and he had a mini piñata.
Can't go wrong with a piñata. Candy.
Well, yes, candy. But here's the clever bit. It wasn't just candy. It was filled with facts about Mexico, too.
Oh, interesting. Like a stealth learning piñata.
Kind of a fascinating pedagogical choice, right?
you did.
Blend the fun, the sugar rush, with actual info. Though the article does dryly note that the candy maybe won out over the facts for some kids.
Shocking.
Yeah, captured perfectly by one kid asking, when a fact about tacos fell out, who cares? Let's eat.
Huh. Priorities. Kids are honest. Gotta give them that. Reminds you what really motivates sometimes.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's zoom out a bit. We've got the slurping pasta, the tangled dancing, the tongue-hugging lassie, Bob the origami blob, the fact-filled piñata. What's the big picture here from this Day of Cultures?
Well, at its heart, the article describes a really vibrant celebration. It worked because it was active. It was sensory. It was about sharing moments, the smooth ones and the bumpy ones from all these places. Italy, Nigeria, India, Japan, Mexico.
They weren't just told about cultures. They tasted them, moved with them, tried things.
Exactly. Active engagement.
And the article actually spells out some takeaways the school was aiming for. Like, okay, obviously cultures are unique, traditions, food, language, but beyond that.
The source really emphasizes how this hands-on stuff naturally builds respect. It sparks curiosity. It actually helps build friendships just through the act of trying something new together.
Like trying a new food or a dance move, it kind of breaks down walls.
hmm And it also highlights how embracing the messiness, the sky noodle, the dance tangle, that's really key for growth. Being okay with being vulnerable while learning.
That's a big one. Permission to learn.
And maybe the deepest thing is this idea that everyone's culture has value and sharing it, even in simple ways, food, craft, dance, just brings people closer. It's not just tolerance, it's like active appreciation, connection.
Principal Pickle really nailed it with his closing thought. Today, we didn't just learn about other cultures, we celebrated them with food, fun, and fabulous dancing mishaps.
The great summary. And it does make you think, looking at how these kids connected. Slurping pasta, trying a dance, sipping a drink, folding paper, even just scrambling for candy.
Mm.
These simple physical acts described in the article, they hold real power.
It wasn't a lecture, it was living it for a day. So thinking about how effective those simple things were at Sunny Smiles, it leads to a question for you, listening. Considering how sharing food or dancing or making something brought these kids together, what simple act of cultural sharing could you maybe try? Something that might build a new connection, a little bit more understanding in your own life.